French Surrealism is a film movement that began in Paris in the late 1920s. After the end of World War I, Les années folles, or the crazy years, began. The economy boomed, causing social, artistic, and cultural prosperity. Dadaism played a major role in forming Surrealism in this time period. The Dada art movement began in Switzerland and migrated throughout Europe, including France. It shunned the logic and reasoning of capitalist society and encouraged abstract thought and irrationality. Surrealism is a more intense version of Dadaism, focusing on all things anti-aesthetic, anti-rational, and anti-idealist. Manifesto of Surrealism was published by famous poet André Breton and discussed his desire to explore dreams, the subconscious, intoxication, and madness. People began to favor individualism in all aspects of life, and they started incorporating it into new forms of entertainment and popular culture, such as music, fashion, art, dance, sports, theater, radio, and of course, film. Films were key to expressing surrealist thought. They did not have a message or theme and were mostly created to evoke a reaction from the audience. With no plot or direction, dreamlike sequences, and shocking imagery, surrealist films were left open for interpretation and could mean something completely different to each person who watched. Surrealist filmmakers believed that cinema should not be a form of entertainment, but a revolution of thought. Films now challenged society, religion, family, and marriage. The first film of French Surrealism was Coquille Et Le Clergyman, which translates to The Seashell and the Clergyman. This is a short film made by Germain Dulac in 1928. Just from the opening scene, one is able to see the unusual characteristics of a surrealist film. In this scene, a man walks through a dark corridor and opens a door, only to reveal another dark hallway. He repeats this process several times for no apparent reason. The film is about a man who covets another man's wife, but it is open-ended and can be interpreted in many ways as it has no direct storyline and sharply cuts back and forth between unrelated shots. Another well-known surrealist film is L'Étoile du Mar, or The Starfish. This 1928 film was created by Man Ray and was inspired by Robert Desnos, a surrealist poet famous for his descriptions of daymares and magic. This film was shot almost entirely through a frosted lens, eluding a dreamlike state. Throughout the film, slow-motion close-up shots of a starfish are shown, including as it cuts between a woman with a dagger and a murderous expression on her face and the same woman selling newspapers a moment later. The meaning of this film is vague, but it is very clear that it is a surrealist film. Finally, Un Chien Andalou, or An Andalusian Dog. Contrary to the title, this 1929 film created by Luis Buñuel and Salvador Dalí has nothing to do with a dog. Based on both men's dreams, this film uses disturbing imagery such as bloody and rotting animal carcasses, physical violence, and insects emerging from wounds to display the suppression of human emotions. Quick cuts, slow motion, and dislocation are used to evoke a reaction from the audience. Nothing in the film has a rational explanation or any main themes, and it is by far one of the most shocking and disturbing films of all time. Although French Surrealism came to an end with the rise of World War II, it still has influenced several modern films and TV shows, such as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas,
Paris Suite at once, we'll be in the bar.
Twin Peaks, Rick and Morty, and even the viral YouTube video, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Now let's all agree to never be creative again.